I grew up in a Catholic family, and as a young boy, we were busy participating in the life of the church, really as mass servers, as altar boys. And we had a lot of admiration for the different parish priests that we had at the time. And later on, after primary school, I went to the minor seminary, past 12 minor seminary in Malawi, just outside Blantyre, where I did my secondary school education. And at the end of the secondary school education there, I decided that I wanted to be a Jesuit. And so this was the progression, so to speak, of my life of faith, my life as a Christian. But there were no Jesuits in Malawi, at least I didn't know of Jesuits in Malawi. So in the end, my spiritual director advised me to go to Kachebere Major Seminary. There in Malawi, it's a diocesan seminary, from where he hoped I would then join the Jesuits in answer to the call that I felt deep down in my heart. And so my life has been like that within the church. And finally I came to Zambia, thanks to Father Roy Theden, who was the vocations promoter at that time. And that's how I joined the Society of Jesus and began my novitiate with the late Bishop Paul Lungu as our novice master. And then for me, my life of faith really grew when we did the spiritual exercises, the 30-day retreat. That's when I felt confirmed in my calling as a Jesuit. And so I've been through all my life been studying, either as a student, now as a professor. So I find that my life of faith has been within academic institutions. I only worked once in a parish in Kasungu, even then only for 9 months. But even there at that time, my emphasis was in teaching catechism, teaching old men and women who are returning to the church. So I have always been teaching. I taught the catechists in the parish. I was teaching them the gospel according to Luke. So really, if one were to ask me about my life of faith, it's been in the context of academics or in the context of teaching. I find teaching to be my way to God. I find helping people to learn, achieve the intellectual capacities that the Lord has given them as also their way to reaching God. So that's how my life of faith has been, my life of teaching, my life of studying, and that has been my work. And I'm hoping that for as long as I have the strength, I'll continue to teach in one way or the other. Right now I live at the Copper Belt. I live in Kitwe, in the city of Kitwe, although the Catholic University is in Kalulushi, so I travel every day to work. But even in Kitwe at the moment, we are building a leadership center, and there I teach again. I teach introduction to the New Testament, introduction to Synoptics especially, and most recently I was teaching introduction to the Gospel according to John. So by sharing my faith, by sharing my knowledge, I feel that my own faith is deepened, and also hopefully the faith of the people that I work with, the people that I teach, is also being deepened. In our community in Kitwe, there are 6 of us, and we support one another. We support one another through prayer. We support one another through ordinary works in the house, table conversations, and 3 of the men in our house are under formation. So I hope that by living with them, they do learn something, a little bit something from me that deepens their faith, as I also learn something from the young men that I live with in that house.